All right. Hey, good evening. I'm Chuck Elias. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Scientia. We make EventBots, and today I'm going to talk about the power of chatbots. And we never start with technology. We always start with a business problem. And the business problem that we as business leaders have is our goal is to create loyal and passionate customers. Because we know loyal customers are the most profitable over the long term. And we know passionate customers will bring us other customers. And so if that's our objective, the only way we can do that is by creating great experiences. An experience is a really interesting word. It's a noun. The experience was great. But it's also a verb. I experienced a great product launch. Right? It's also interesting because when you think about experience, it's about the individual and it's about emotion. So it's about how I felt at that event. So when we talk about experience and we talk about events, what we're really talking about is providing that opportunity for each customer to consume content in an environment that generates a positive impression or emotion. And so when you spent weeks and months designing and building your experiential marketing event, and the big day comes, it can feel like you're under attack. It can feel like you're under attack. Right? If everything is perfect, few will comment. But if one thing goes wrong, it could be shouted across social media. So your challenge is how do you create these amazing experiences and develop raving fans for your products and your company with limited budgets, limited staff, and ever-expanding business requirements. Okay? And what's interesting about this is you communicate through all these channels today. Right? But with the rise of Alexa and Siri and Google, where we can get instant information, we no longer process information through these channels the way we used to. Right? So when we get an email, does anybody really read it? No, we scan it, we leave it in the inbox, we throw it in a folder because it's available when I need it. Right? We get frustrated if we have to go to a website we don't go too often, or to an app and we have to go search for something. We want it right now. And so it's interesting, our universal motto has basically become, in the immortal words of Freddie Mercury, I want it all, and I want it now. And that's why we've created EventBots. Now EventBots are artificial intelligence, natural language processing chatbots, which is a really complex way of saying, if you have a phone and can text, then you can use a chatbot. Okay? And more importantly, your customers have the technology in their hand, and they already know how to use it. And chatbots support the user in the channel they want, whether it's Messenger or WhatsApp, or surprisingly, regular text, regular SMS text. And why text? Just because it works. Everyone texts from 8 to 80. That means every one of your potential customers are reachable through text. Text messages have a 98% open rate, and most are read in under 5 seconds, which means that your messages actually get read. Whether they're scheduled messages about, hey, the doors are opening, or hey, did you enter for this contest? Or, wait a minute, I need to send a notification out to everyone, hey, we got weather coming in, we're going to push back the start. Your messages get read. Now, chatbots have two key components. They have a template and a library. The template is all the questions you can ask the bot, and the library is all the answers and who is allowed to see them. And this is important because we can use identity so that two people can ask the same question and get a different answer on purpose. A regular attendee says, where's dinner? Says, oh, food trucks, go help yourself. A VIP asks the same question, where's dinner? And we're able to say, oh, the President's Circle dinner is at Morton's, the car will pick you up at 6. Now, when you look at chatbots, theoretically, they can answer any question. They can be trained to answer anything, right? But practically, you have to choose the scope. How much do you want the chatbot to do? How much do you want it to know? And the scale, which is for how many people, for how long, and across what channels. Now, whenever you build a chatbot, the most important thing is creating a natural conversation that focuses on the questions that are actually asked, not literally asked. Questions like, where can I park, are really simple, but it's interesting. If I walked up to you and said, do you have Wi-Fi? And if you answered the technically correct answer, which is yes, I'd say, come on, really? You know what I want? I want the network, the password, is it free? Right? And we do this all the time. And so when you're building these conversations, it's really important that you build this conversation that's natural and fun and interesting. And the only way to do that and do it so that it works consistent with what your users are expecting is you've got to have powerful AI behind it, artificial intelligence behind it. That's the only way you're going to handle the millions of different ways you can ask a question, which it turns out there's more than 45,000 different ways you can ask where's the bathroom, including, well, I won't say it, including I need to, whatever. You get it, right? So, but AI allows you to do that and allows you to deliver that high correct response rate, which is what you need if you're going to use this channel for customer support. Now, no matter how smart a chatbot is, no matter how well trained it is and how long it's been running, it's going to come across the question that it does not know the answer to. And I'm here to tell you that that is actually the most important thing you can discover. Because every single text that your customer sent, a chatbot, is recorded. But you can think about it as customer feedback. Who sent it? What did they need? When did they need it? Was that need fulfilled? If the chatbot's not trained on the answer, then what do? We do just what we do when we're looking at customer support. We send them to the channel that you have, the alternate channel. That's what we do, right? It's no different than when I was running home, I ran a bunch of Home Depots. If I had somebody there and they didn't know the answer, we wouldn't say, sorry, we can't help you. We'd say, let me figure out how you can get help. So you have a channel that you can send them to, but here's where the power comes. We capture everything that is texted. And we can look at that text and we can say, wait, should I train the bot on this? And if so, what's the right response? So the next time, that question doesn't have to get handed off to an alternate support channel. Now, Betty is our most famous bot. She's purple, she's got more hair than I do. She's New York sassy, right? So she represents the brand of BizBash. And Betty's gotten smarter over the 2 years she's been in existence. She started, she could handle about 60 topics, now she's over 100. She started, she could handle about 4 million different ways you could ask questions, and now she's over 8 to 10 million. Right, but the most important thing about Betty, even though Betty's a technology, she's not considered a technology, she is a team member. She's a team member. And we say that our chatbots are the perfect team member because they say exactly what you want every single time. They never forget their training. They don't show up, they don't want to take breaks, they don't get upset, they don't say I want to leave, right? They can handle thousands of disparate conversations at the same time, and you get a complete written record of everything. And you can see here, the team at BizBash wears a shirt that says, yeah, ask me, but yeah, ask Betty. Ask Betty. Okay? And if you don't think Betty's a team member, this was at the Javits Center at BizBash's New York City event last fall. They actually built an apartment for Betty. Right, as a display to show how important she is to their business. Now, if you're looking to deploy a chatbot, we developed our platform, what we've kind of made our name on is the ability to deploy these in a really simple and straightforward way. When we kick off a chatbot, when we kick off the meeting with you to launch your chatbot, within 2 weeks you will have a working version of your chatbot. It won't be done because your content's not going to be done. Anybody have agendas changed like up till yesterday? Of course, right? So if they won't be done, we'll still be refining them, but you'll be able to see your event and your brand as it manifests itself through this chatbot. And the entire process, even for the most complex chatbots, take us 6 to 8 weeks and no more than that. And we even have self-service chatbots you can deploy in 20 minutes. Okay, so we've done that for you. Now, hopefully you've met Jeffrey. Jeffrey, if you registered, Jeffrey sent you a text. We're the chatbot for EMS. Okay, it's a pretty smart chatbot, 70 topics, about 6 million different ways you can ask questions. If you haven't connected with Jeffrey, just text EMS to 25525 and talk to him. Ask any question you want. Everything that you say, anything that you can ask it, what's the meaning of life, tell me a joke. Ask it anything you want, and Jeffrey's there to respond. Now, if you're looking to deploy a chatbot in your world, there's a few things you really want to pay attention to. Right, first, is it in the channel where your customers are? And you've got to make sure it includes SMS. Everyone's reachable through SMS. Right? You want to make sure you've got enough topics and that you've got really good AI behind it so that you can handle those millions of questions. You want a high correct response rate and a high need response rate. If you don't have that, people aren't going to trust your channel. Right? And you want to be able to understand how people are handling the I don't knows, the false positives, which was where the bot answers the wrong question or says the wrong question and thinks it's right. Right? And you want to be able to demonstrate, you want to be able to look at this and see it all the time. You don't want just a demonstration, you want to say, let me see your chatbot, let me try to break it. Let me see what happens. Now, I'm the only one who gets to show this slide in the presentation. We've won a bunch of awards. I'm really proud of this, but because I'm the CEO and I don't really do anything, I can show this. This is my team doing amazing work, so we won a bunch of awards. And we're building chatbots in the event space. We build them for lots of other spaces, but in the event space, we've really figured out how to have the conversation that you need to create the experience that you're looking for with your customers. And so we're over here in the booth right across the way here. Encourage you to text Jeffrey, come over and talk to us, and let's see if we can help.